So check this out, homies. So I have been playing a lot of Modern Warfare lately. For the last 2 weeks, I've played a lot of Warzone and a lot of multiplayer, ground war. I mean, I have played quite a bit. And I know you guys are probably thinking that I'm insane, that I'm crazy, and you're probably right. You're probably right, you know? I mean, how can I take so much of Modern Warfare, right? Well, let me tell you all why. So check this out. So when I first started to get into gaming, one of the first games that I ever bought was Call of Duty, and it was actually because it came with my console, with my PS4. Right, I got the game Modern Warfare Remastered and Infinite Warfare. So I went on YouTube and I wanted to see what these games were all about. I had never played Call of Duty or anything like that. So I wanted to check them out, you know. So I went on YouTube and looked it up. And one of the first YouTubers that I ran into that was live streaming at that time was Yo, It's Tom, right? And Tom is a live streamer. And let me tell you all before I continue, I'm going to put a link in the description of this video to his YouTube channel so y'all can go check him out. He is actually the first YouTuber that I actually started watching, you know, and I've been watching him for a good, I don't know, 3 or 4 years now, right? So I started watching Yo, It's Tom, you know, and I see this guy going off on Modern Warfare Remastered. I mean, he's just going off on everybody, you know, popping off, man, getting nukes and all this kind of stuff, right? So last week, I've actually had the opportunity to play with him. That is pretty awesome, you know. I had never, in the 4 years that I've known Tom or that I've watched Tom, I had never had the opportunity to play with him, right? But I did get the opportunity these last 2 weeks, like I said, right? So it's been pretty awesome, right? And I know the title of the video is The Pros and Cons of Skill-Based Matchmaking. And actually, this is one of the pros, at least in my opinion, you know. I got to play with Tom, you know, and Tom, like I said, he's a way better COD player than I am by far, right? So I've been playing with him, and I have had to sweat. I mean, sweat so bad. I had never tried this hard on Modern Warfare ever, right? But let me tell you something. It's actually helped me. It's helped me quite a bit because whenever I play solo or I play with anybody else that's not at Tom's level, I mean, it just feels casual to me, you know? It feels like a nice, relaxing game, you know? So in that sense, skill-based matchmaking, to me at least, it's a pro, right? It helps. I mean, I know we can all agree that skill-based matchmaking has no place in Call of Duty or in any game, right? Because it's annoying, it gets repetitive, it's just not something that we in the community like, right? And I can agree with that, and we can all agree with that, right? But, you know, there are some pros and there are some cons to this, right? And I know that we're all going to agree, again, we're all going to agree that most of these pros are going to pertain to the newer players, right? All the upcoming players, all the players that are the casual players, you know, they have their low levels. They really, when they go into a game, they're satisfied with like a 10-5 or 19-15 or something like that. You know, they play the game. They don't sweat. They're not running around sliding in their ass or jumping around, body hopping or nothing like that, right? They're just casual players. They're not gonna go in there and try to drop a 30 bomb or a 40 bomb or try to get a nuke or anything like that. So most of these pros are gonna pertain to them. Okay, so the first pro that I got for you is, again, it gives newer players, upcoming players, the opportunity to play against players that are more their level, you know, guys that, again, the same skill base, you know, since it's skill-based matchmaking, their skills are kind of matched up to the same. So if you get a player that's not going to be, like I said, bunny hopping or sliding everywhere, they're going to be matched up together. So they get to have a more casual experience, right? Because, you know, like us, for example, we want, and I'm going to say just because of me, right? I always say I want a casual experience, right? I want to get into a game and just relax and play and not have to try so hard. But I'm going to be honest with you. When I do get into a game, since I've learned how to slide and slide cancel and I don't know how to bunny hop, let me just get that out of the way right now. I do not know how to bunny hop. Someday I'll learn, but I don't do it, right? I'm barely learning how to slide, guys. Come on, give me a break, okay? So I'm barely just sliding, right? So even when I want to play a casual game, I mean, I'm sliding around corners, I'm sliding around corners. I'm trying to drop shot, and I'm trying to do this, and I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to get fancy, right? I'm trying to get content for my YouTube channel, guys. Come on now. So I guess I get, because I'm trying these things and I'm doing these things, I get put with other sweaty players, right? Which is not a terrible thing, but it kind of gets repetitive, it gets annoying a little bit, right? So again, it gives, another pro is that it gives casual players the opportunity to play against other casual players and not sweats, they don't have to be trying so hard. They don't got to be sweating so hard, And then again, these are more the newer players, right? Because even the casual players in our position, or the guys that have been playing this for a while, we have habits, like I said, most of our habits are sliding around corners, jumping around corners, or, stuff like that. Right? So we're obviously going to get put into a match that mirrors our skills. Another pro is also the lobbies. You don't get matched up with the same lobby over and over. You start cycling over lobbies. You have variety. You have variety. You don't keep going against the same players over and over and over. So if you get into a lobby that everybody's sliding around everywhere, and and everybody's camping or whatever, that the next lobby you get into is not going to be the same. I mean, you are going to get some of the same players or some of the guys that are playing the same, but it's not going to be the same lobby. So after you finish your game, and if you don't like it, that the next lobby you get is going to be a different lobby. So it kind of keeps you from having to back out and trying to get into another lobby. Because I know I did that a lot on Black Ops 4. If I get into Black Ops 4, right, and I got a lobby of guys that were just, jumping everywhere, sliding everywhere, and it was just a lobby of nothing but tryhards, I'd back out and I'd go into something else, because I knew very well that I was going to get the same lobby again. So this is one of the pros. It helps you not to be in the same lobby again. So you don't have to verse the same sweaty players you were playing against the game before. So that, in that sense, that's a good thing. And then another thing about skill-based matchmaking that's a pro, I feel, is like players get to kind of learn at their own pace, right? The newer players, they don't have to go against tryhards all the time. They get to progress and learn at their own pace. They don't have to verse players that are just going to be beating on them. Even though I feel like, you'd probably learn a lot more from somebody beating on you over and over than playing against somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. So if you don't know what you're doing and the other person don't know what they're doing, I don't think you learn as fast. I'm pretty sure you'll learn, but you're not going to learn as fast, right? So, skill-based matchmaking helps those players that are, low level, that are very starting, learn at their own pace, so they get to learn slowly, without being discouraged of playing the game because they keep getting beaten on, right? So that could be a pro as well, so newer players, and again, I know all these pros are going to pertain to all the newer players, to all the lower level players, the players that are not, like I said, high levels, that are not going, that are not 155 every single season, right? Like some of us. So, these guys get to learn at their own pace, right? So they get to learn slowly. They get to pick up the game. They get to learn how to not run around corners and run around chickens with their head cuts off, or whatever you want to call it, So they get to learn slowly. So that's a pro, it kind of helps them. Now, cons. What can I say? There's so many cons, man. There's so many cons. It's tough for us, right? It's tough for us. But, it is what it is, guys. It really is what it is. The cons, we're always going against higher skilled players. If there's skill-based matchmaking in a game, we're constantly having to go against higher skilled players. We're constantly having to go against sweats, tryhards, and we ourselves have to sweat and try hard, right? So, that is really, really, really annoying, because like I said, I want to have the opportunity to get into a match and not try so hard, not having to freaking slide around every corner, or not have to jump around every corner, I want to just kind of casually run around the map, and, peek corners, and not worry about every time that I go around a corner, I'm going to have some guy bunny hopping or some guy drop shotting me. I want to have a casual experience, but skill-based matchmaking doesn't give you that. Skill-based matchmaking just caters towards the newer players, lower level players, right? So, that's an annoying con, but it is what it is, right? And I mean, another con to me is it kind of defeats the purpose of the CDL playlist. Why do you have a ranked playlist if you have skill-based matchmaking? I mean, if you have skill-based matchmaking, every single match feels like a CDL match, man. It feels like you're going against somebody that's trying to play for $1 million, man. Trying to play for a championship. You're going against guys that are trying to freaking win a cup or something, you know? I mean, they're not trying to just play the game. You see these guys, and I mean, they're just freaking drop shotting everywhere. They're jumping, and it's just try hard after try hard after try hard, you know? So, I mean, that's another con, you know? These guys are not your casual players. They're not your players that are just gonna, you know, play the game to play it. No, these guys are playing like if they're in the CDL playlist. If you want to play like one of the pro players, go play in the CDL playlist, you know. Stay away from just the regular pubs, man. For real, dude. So that's another con, all right? Another con is the game can never truly be casual, man. The game will never truly be casual with skill-based matchmaking. I mean, with skill-based matchmaking has, to me, in my opinion, has been the worst thing that has ever happened to Call of Duty. And the worst thing that ever happened to Modern Warfare. This game could have been amazing. It could have been a great game. But because of skill-based matchmaking, this game had gotten ruined. And I know the maps are not all that great, you know, and I know a lot of the stuff in this game has not been great. But, you know, the worst thing is the skill-based matchmaking. Because if skill-based matchmaking was not in this game, I think I could deal with the maps. I think I could deal with a lot of different things. But because of the skill-based matchmaking, it makes it very hard. So yeah, guys, so that is my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the gameplay in the background. I also did play some Warzone, and I'm gonna post some of those games up, but I'm a little ashamed. I'm a little ashamed of those games because I choked a couple of times, you know. Now, in my defense, I haven't played a lot of Warzone, okay? I just barely started playing it back up, and I played it with my homies, and it was good. You know, I honestly, like everybody says, Warzone is the best part of Modern Warfare, and it is. I had a lot of fun, but I'm a choke artist, guys. I'm a choke artist, okay? So I'm going to put up some of those gameplays up there. I don't know if I'm going to make them into commentaries, or I'm just going to probably post them up, but y'all going to get to see your boy Big Cap choke, man. You're gonna see it. All right, man. Thank you guys very much for joining me today. I do appreciate y'all being here. So if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor and subscribe. If you guys like what you're watching, leave me a like. Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what skill-based matchmaking is to you. What are the pros in your opinion, and what are the cons in your opinion? Let me know. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll see you guys later.
Securing Charlie. Hostile. Bravo. We captured Charlie.